Hello class. So it's Thursday, so it's the last day for this week. This week has just been review so far. We're going to look at one more combination type example, and then Monday when you log into Teams you'll see the assignment for Monday. It's going to be called Logic Gate test. Okay, after Monday next week, we're still going to continue with logic gates. We're going to start stepping up, so we're going to do much bigger type combination circuits, more inputs, and eventually we'll start getting into word problems. So I'll give you some data and some situations, and you're going to have to create a logic gate based on that data. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the question for today. So much like the question from yesterday, so this will be the type of questions you'll see on the test on Monday. This one has 3 gates, 3 inputs. Okay, so for this gate, write the Boolean expression for each gate, and then do a truth table for this entire circuit. Okay, so Boolean expression for each gate. So this is an AND gate, and we have X as an input and Y as an input. So the output will be X and Y. Okay. Gate 2 is an AND. They have an input of Y and an input of Z. So we have Y and Z. Let's do the output for gate 3. What are the 2 inputs for gate 3? Input is X and Y, and then this input is Y and Z. So this is an OR gate, so it's X and Y or Y and Z. So X and Y or Y and Z. Okay? So truth table. So truth table we're going to do for the entire circuit. So it's whatever the last gate is, the final output. So I have 2 inputs and then my output. So that's an input, that's an input, and then my out. Okay, so 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, and 0, 0. Okay, so we have the out gate is an OR, so it's when this one or this one is on. So on, off. Okay, so just like any typical OR gate with 2 inputs. Okay, now I wanted to show you something that you might see. So a truth table for the entire circuit with individual inputs. All that means is we're just going to break these up. Okay, so we have a total of 3 inputs, so it's going to be a 3 input truth table based on this output. Okay, so let's look at that. Okay, so I just do my 3 inputs, X, Y, and Z, and there's my output. So this is if it asks for individual inputs. Okay, if it asks for individual inputs, then you can't do the combinational inputs. You just take whatever your inputs are, and your output's going to be based on the final output of the circuit. Okay, so we have, think of all the combinations. So how many different combinations should we have? Remember how to find that, however many inputs you have. So that's 2 raised to the power of 3. Okay, we have 3 inputs, so it's always 2 raised to how many inputs you have. So we should have a total of 8 combinations. So we do 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, and then all ones. Okay, so I have 4 ones for X, and then 0, all zeros, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, and 0, 1, 1. Okay, so 4 and 4 gives me a total of 8. So the output is the same thing, but now we're looking at individual inputs rather than combinational inputs. So output is on when X or Y, or X and Y is on, or Y and Z is on. So basically, what's similar is Y has to be on. Okay, so if you look at anywhere Y is on, that's the only time that output might possibly be on. So anytime Y is 0, I'm just going to go ahead and put a 0, so I don't have to worry about doing these. Okay, now let's look at when Y is on. When Y is on, as long as one of the other inputs is on, the output is on. See, so it's X and Y is both on. Or Y and Z. Well, we have at least one of these situations, so that's on. Okay, Y is on here, X and Y is on, or Y and Z is on. In this case, we have all of that on, so output's on. And what about here? Y is on, but is X and Y on? No. What about Y and Z? No. So the output would be off. And then here we have Y and Z. Okay, so that's pretty much the review. Hopefully that made sense. So you'll get, basically it might be 2 questions. It's going to be basically identify the Boolean expressions. As long as you can do that, that's me knowing that you know this is the AND gate based off if you give me the correct Boolean expression. The truth table, you might see it both ways. What's the truth table for the circuit, or what's the truth table for the circuit using individual inputs? And there might be one problem using waveforms. You have to just fill out the waveform for the output. Okay, if you have any other questions about the reviews we've done for this week, hopefully you got this correct. If not, message me on Teams and I'll do my best. Thanks guys. See you all next week.